If there's one thing in this world I absolutely hate, it's going to be BS. And there is so much BS surrounding height growth. Starting with the biggest one, it's all genetic, bro. It's just pure genetics. Height growth is actually 60 to 80% genetic, 20 to 40% completely environmental, meaning you can grow much taller than you actually think you can. But most people, 99%, are not doing the right protocols. But me, I grew from about 5'9" to 6'4" from the ages of 17 to 18, and I grew another 2 inches to become 6'6" in my 20s. So when it comes to height growth, I'm something of a scientist myself.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
I know exactly the best protocols to use so that you can actually optimize your height. So I'm going to give you the ultimate tier list from an F to an S tier, meaning the God tier is going to be the ultimate best. Let's get it, bro. HGH and SARMs maxing. One of the most popular ebooks out there on height growth is going to be the 6'6" method. I actually bought this whenever I was researching my competition, whenever I launched my own height growth masterclass. And one of the biggest things he advocates is to take HGH and SARMs, which is going to wreck your natural hormonal system. So whenever you get off these, you're pretty much a shot, man. This comes with anything. Anytime you put anything artificial within the body, it becomes dependent on this external source. So now you cannot properly produce HGH, your testosterone going to be lower. So when it comes to anything unnatural, it is going to be an F tier. You're not allowed to take any BS. MK77, HGH, testosterone, get out of here, man. Stay natty. Raw milk. Now this is unpasteurized grass-fed milk that has every single vitamin, every single nutrient, all the proper macronutrients that you could possibly ever need to grow taller. This is going to be an S tier. There is nothing better in this world than raw milk for height growth because it has everything you need and it has the proper digestive enzymes to actually digest it. But the second you cook it, the second you pasteurize it, all those enzymes are dead. So now your body cannot properly digest this pasteurized milk, even if it's grass-fed, because 80% of the population is actually lactose intolerant. And whenever you cook the milk, it no longer has the enzyme lactase, so your body doesn't really do anything with this milk. It's just gonna provide estrogen, so it has to be raw, S tier. Sauna maxing. Now the sauna has been proven to boost HGH by nearly up to 2,000% if done properly. So this is gonna be S tier, obviously. It can help with height growth. It's very relieving. It is freaking awesome. Sprinting is going to be one of the best ways, once again, to boost HGH. I personally did it whenever I grew taller in my 20s and as a teenager. It's one of the protocols I always advocate my guys be doing. But a lot of people don't really have a place to sprint, and it doesn't necessarily have to be sprinting. I'm going to go with an A tier. It is going to be super beneficial to grow taller. Weightlifting. Now, there are tons of myths surrounding weightlifting. Oh, it's going to stop my growth, blah, blah, blah. Here's the deal, man. If you do proper weight training where you're not putting any compression on the spine, it can be S tier. It can be God mode. But I'm not giving it an S tier. I'm actually giving it a C tier for this one reason. The benefits that you receive from weight training can either be beneficial or detrimental. If you work out very softly, for example, you're in there for 3 hours at a time, all you're going to be doing is boosting the body's cortisol, the stress hormone. So this will actually directly interfere with your body's ability to produce HGH. So if you work out improperly, it's an F. But if you work out properly, it's an S, man. So overall, it's a C. Cope maxing. Now back to the intro of this video. Height growth is just all genetics. I can't grow taller. It's never going to happen for me. This is going to be F tier. Complaining, whining, saying that something's not possible, even though scientific evidence has shown time and time again it is possible. You don't have the best genetics. You didn't do any high growth protocols. You never optimized your genetics. Now you're too old to actually do it. So now you're going to cope and criticize other people, actually teaching other people how to grow taller. You are enough. Stretching. Now, stretching decompresses the spine. It's one of the best things that you can do, but I'm giving it a B tier. Now, for a couple of reasons. Number one, most people do not stretch properly. They love to stretch cold muscles, which is not beneficial. You gotta stretch warm muscles, but I actually did not stretch for either one of my growth spurts, so I don't think it's necessary, but it does help make sure there's no interferences as you're growing taller. I still think it's very beneficial, which is why I'm giving it a B tier, but you just want to make sure never stretch cold muscles. Supplements. Now, when it comes to height growth, we are obviously trying to optimize things to the absolute fullest, and I feel like there's always so many deficiencies. No one has the proper testosterone, HGH naturally, but you can literally take supplements that have been scientifically proven over and over and over again to boost HGH, testosterone, to fulfill any nutrient deficiencies. So this is going to be one of the best things you can do for height growth. I'm giving this an A. Now, some of the best ones, for example, is going to be GABA. GABA boosts HGH by up to 400%, or my own supplements, obviously, like Titan Growth 2.0, which has 500 to 1000% of all your daily nutrients. So let's say you can't get raw milk, you can't get beef liver, then you can take this, man, and it's going to give you everything that you need, and it's a lot cheaper than the raw milk as well. kalosique.com to purchase it, got tons of 5-star reviews, in addition to other things like maca, ashwagandha, tanga ali, which I also sell Aries Rage on my website, which has a combination of formula to boost testosterone by up to 37%, which is going to directly correlate to more HGH. So you got to be optimizing your supplementation in order to optimize your height growth. This is an A. I've always taken supplements. And don't forget vitamin D, high doses with K2, baby. Sleep maxing. You all know that sleep is going to be one of the most beneficial things you can do for all of your health, including height growth. If you do not get enough sleep, your brain will not function, your muscles will not be able to grow, your testosterone is going to shoot down. Pretty much the body doesn't work, man. So out of everything in this entire list, sleep is S God mode. It is the best thing that you can do. You gotta sleep 9 to 11 hours if you want to optimize height growth. Frequencies. Now, there are specific frequencies that you can listen to optimize height growth, to raise your own vibration. They are extremely beneficial, especially for spiritual purposes. But when it comes to height growth specifically, I'm gonna give this a B tier. It is beneficial, but I wouldn't say it's a life or death. Like, you have to be listening to the frequencies every single day, or else you won't grow taller, like some of the other things on this list, but it will help you. Caloric surplus. Now, this is the biggest myth when it comes to height growth. You have to eat all this food. But the thing is, man, the majority of the population is over 15% body fat. Once you're over 15% body fat, your body's producing more estrogen, and it's not as insulin sensitive. So this means that whenever you eat more food, you're not boosting HGH. You're not giving your body nutrients. You are just getting fat. So this is F tier. A caloric surplus, if you're not 10% body fat, is one of the stupidest things that you can do, and it will not make you grow taller. I don't care how healthy the foods are. If you're drinking raw milk, eating grass-fed beef, if you're over 15% body fat, don't bother, bro. Caloric deficit. Now, on that note, a caloric deficit is actually one of the best things you can do for height growth if you're over 15% body fat, like 99% of you guys. So this is going to help get you to that healthy body fat so that you can properly optimize height growth. If you're over 15% body fat, none of these other protocols will be very effective. If you need help with your height, I actually have my height growth masterclass. I just uploaded chapter 4 today. There's almost 2 hours of height growth content in Kalos Academy, kalos.academy. Join all my other students already transforming their lives, growing taller, becoming more handsome. There's also a 3-hour looks maxing course already uploaded. Whenever you join, you get access to all of them, in addition to private calls with me and my entire team, full accountability partners. Everything is the best community to optimize your height growth. High protein diet. When it comes to the food, there is only one thing that you can specifically eat that directly correlates with how much HGH your body's able to produce. This is going to be protein. It is one of the healthiest things you can possibly do. I've always focused on protein. Protein is the building block to growing taller, to growing more muscles, to getting more shredded. It is the king of macronutrients. This is S tier. Ice baths. Now, I've seen some crazy studies about how ice baths are able to boost testosterone by like 3 times. It's a crazy amount. The proper way to actually do ice baths is to do the ice bath and then exercise right afterwards. Do not ice bath after the exercise protocol, otherwise it's not as effective. But ice baths, I'm giving it an A tier, very beneficial. Affirmations. So correcting the mind to where you know that you can actually grow taller. I'm giving this a B tier. It's very beneficial, but it's not gonna directly impact your life as long as you don't have a negative perspective on high growth. If you think that you're capped out, you're not ever going to grow any taller, then you're right, man. You never will grow taller. You're at your max genetic potential because you believe it. Semen retention. This is something I haven't really discussed too much with high growth, but I've noticed this. I think this is a big reason why I grew 2 inches in my 20s, because I started semen retention. I've gone down Reddit forums and tons of people have actually done semen retention and they grew taller. Obviously, there is no scientific literature on this. This is purely bro science, but I think it is S tier. If you do semen retention, I really think it boosts HGH and testosterone because your semen is the most powerful nutrient source within the entire body. If you're not releasing it every day, multiple times per day, and you hold it in your body for years, however long it takes, I think this is going to really help you with their height growth. NoFap. Now, a lot of people talk about NoFap specifically. I don't think this has many benefits when it comes to height growth other than it's better than jerking off and watching the videos every single day because then you are just wasting your seed for absolutely no point. So if you're doing NoFap, you hook up with someone once a week, it's not the end of the world. It'll make a nice difference, but it's not crazy. This is a C tier. Intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting has been proven to boost IGF-2, HGH by up to 2,000% up to 24 hours. Now this directly correlates with IGF-1 and a lot of people say it lowers IGF-1 but it really doesn't. Those studies were inconclusive. So I'm giving this a B tier simply because I've always done it and it's helped me grow taller. I think it's very beneficial. Sunlight and vitamin D. This is in a similar category as sleep. It is the body's base functions. The body needs sunlight just like a plant needs sunlight. It's how humans work, man. So sunshine, sunning your balls, taking 50,000 units of vitamin D plus K2 every single day. This is all S tier, man. This will give your body the optimal state to grow as tall as possible. That's it. Subscribe if you're new. I love you with all my heart. Peace.